So good morning to all. In today's lecture, we will see what is the Fourier's law and how it is applied for the different type of surfaces or objects. Okay. So first of all, statement. So Fourier's law states that in homogeneous solid, rate of heat transfer in any direction is directly proportional to negative temperature gradient present in that direction and area perpendicular to that direction. There is another statement, similar one, in that they state that in homogeneous solid, the rate of heat flux flowing in any direction is directly proportional to temperature gradient present in that direction. Now here they are saying about negative temperature gradient. So that negative temperature gradient is present because heat flow is always occurs from high temperature to low temperature. Okay, so because of that high to low temperature, we are having that negative sign inside the equation. So here for Cartesian coordinates, we are having equation qx equals to minus k a dou t by dou x. Okay, so since if a is the area, qx it is a rate of heat transfer in x direction. Now if we are having rate of heat transfer in y direction, then we can say qy equals to minus k a dou t by dou y. Similarly for z direction, qz equals to minus k a dou t by dou z. Okay, this is for Cartesian coordinate. Now here k is known as the so for polar coordinates it is in radial direction, so here we are using notations qr, r for the radials. So qr equals to minus k a dou t by dou r. Now we will see the applications of Fourier's law. There are three applications. One is infinite slab, another is infinite long hollow cylinder, and hollow sphere. So here we are having one cube, homogeneous material solid cube, okay, having thickness b and its length and width are infinite. Now two surfaces of that cube are kept at a temperature T1 and T2. Since T1 is a high temperature, T2 is a low temperature, and A be the perpendicular area of the heat flow. Okay, now always remember that towards T1 side or high temperature side, we are considering it is as a inside, and for T2 side it is a outside or surrounding. Okay, now for calculating or for solving the problems, we must need the same platform for the diagram, that is T1 high temperature at inside and low temperature T2 at outside. Now let area be the A, thickness be the B, and thermal conductivity of the solid that is the K. So due to that temperature difference and thermal conductivity of material, we are having rate of heat transfer Q. Okay, now as direction is, we are considering direction it is as a x direction. Okay, so there are 4 to 5 steps of this derivation. The first one is the application of Fourier's law. Second one is the converting partial differentiation into the exact differentiation. Third one is the integration, and finally we are obtaining the fourth one is the applying boundary conditions, and last one is the we are obtaining the equation. So step by step, for the same figure we are applying the Fourier's law. So we are getting qx equals to minus ka dou t by dou x. Okay, now that partial differential dou t by dou x can be converted into the exact differentiation, since it is a steady state condition and slab is infinite. Now what is meant by steady state condition? Actually, when we are calculating the thermodynamic or heat transfer problem, we must need the steady state condition. Now steady state condition means what? It is a rate of heat flow is not respect to the time. Okay, now if rate of heat flow changes with the time, then the calculations for this kind of problem becomes too much complicated. Okay, that's why steady state condition is important. So in steady state condition, temperature doesn't changes with respect to time. Okay, so as temperature doesn't changes with respect to time, so heat flow is also not changing with respect to time. So steady state condition means what? It is a condition of the system in which temperature is not a function of time. Okay, so here we are assuming we are having steady state condition and slab is infinite, that is length and width is infinite. Now as length and width is infinite, so heat transfer in that direction becomes the negligible or zero. So heat transfer here only comes in the direction of x direction or in the direction of thickness. So here that partial differentiation becomes the exact differentiation. So equation number 1 becomes qs equals to minus ka dt by dx. Okay, now after rearranging the terms we are getting qx into dx equals to minus ka dt. Okay, now we are having integration of this equation number 2. Now after putting integration, we are having the boundary condition for dx. This is x1 to x2, and for dt it is t1 to t2. Now from figure we can say that when x1 equals to 0, at that point we are having t1 equals to t equals to t1. Okay, now from figure we are say that when x equals to b, so here we are having here x equals to 0, at that time temperature equals to T1, and when x equals to b, that is total thickness, at that time temperature equals to T2. Okay, by using these two boundary conditions, we are applying the boundary condition inside the equation. After applying boundary condition, we are getting qx equals to ka by b, T1 minus T2. This is equation number 4. Okay, and this is our final equation for the heat conduction. Okay, now to find the intermediate temperature, let us say